Good evening, friends. It's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. In fact, I just keep coming at you day after day after day. Why do I do this? Well, if you are in business, that's who I love to serve. What I've found is most people in business for themselves struggle with marketing, as did I for so long. And what I started to realize was that it doesn't seem like it should be that hard. Right? Like, I believe people buy people. People buy people. In other words, I want to feel safe with you. I want to trust you. And if I do, then I want to work with you. And there are plenty of times where we as consumers don't buy people. We buy information. We buy the product. We buy the program. We buy the course, whatever it is, without regard for the person. And then we have immense buyer's remorse afterwards. In fact, I just made a post today where I had said, what are some of the most frustrating things you've had about online programs that you've bought? And one of the things was the guy said he spent $2,000 for, I think, a handful of videos. And the guy that was selling the program way overpromised, right? And so this is the thing, right? So many people are trying to buy information in order to find the hack, the trick, the silver bullet, the thing that finally makes it work. When in reality, I think you should be looking to people buy people. People buy people. So I've created this show because I think it's important for us that are people-oriented, heart-centered business people to be able to step into the game of marketing in a way that feels authentic to who we are and adds real value. It doesn't sensationalize things, which brings me to today's video, right? Today's episode is about not sensationalizing your marketing. Now, for years, trying to make marketing work, I oversold. I remember this one time I was learning Facebook ads, and what I saw in everybody else's Facebook ad that I was being taught was this over-the-top, you're going to make $1 million in 30 seconds kind of advertising. And it felt so uncomfortable for me because, one, I didn't have a system that would produce that. I had no system, in my experience, that could make somebody a millionaire in 30 seconds. Now, I'm exaggerating, but you get the idea. This is the kind of sensationalizing that happens in the marketing space. People are always talking about how they 10x their income overnight. And I went from homeless to a billionaire in 2 days. Again, extreme example, but this is the crap that is flooding marketing. And this is why consumers are cynical, skeptical. This is why sensationalizing is bad for all of us, because it's creating distrust big time out there with the people we're trying to serve. So the people we actually want to serve don't even trust us enough to get close to what it is we have to offer and how we can help them, because they've been burned so many times by people who overpromised and underdelivered. So what's the solution? What's the alternative? What do we do here? Well, I think what's important is that we show up. You got to keep showing up, right? You got to keep showing up, because that's how people know you're for real. That's how people know you're here to stay. There are a lot of people who try to put a ton of money into a Facebook ad and then are never seen again, or they're only seen when they want to sell something. So you got to keep showing up. And when you show up, the vehicle in which I like to show up is in a show like this. Okay, I also take this show and I push it to the podcast directory. So this is a podcast. This is also on my YouTube channel, my Facebook page. It's on LinkedIn. I take this show and I show up every day. That's what I do. The minimum, I would say, is weekly. You need to show up in your show weekly minimum. But that's the first part of knowing that you're not sensationalizing something, because over time, people get to hear your worldview. They get to hear your point of view about whatever it is you do, right? For me, it's marketing, right? I coach people through programs about marketing, right? If you're a healer of some sort, if you're a nutritionist, if you're a business coach, you're going to show up and talk about the things that you specialize in over and over and over again. And that takes the sensationalizing out of it. Because when you show up with an offer, when you invite people to something to work with you, where they can pay you money, you can make some claims, or you can cast some vision for what your program is, and they trust it. They trust it because they trust you. Why do they trust you? Because you showed up. They got to know you over time, right? Because remember, people buy people. So the first thing is show up. The second thing is you need to under-promise and over-deliver. Under-promise and over-deliver, right? Now, it's funny, in the second course I walk people through actually goes into program design. Like, how do you design your program? How do you build offers for your program, right? Such that the offers are crazy valuable, that people see the offer and go, I would be a fool not to take this course. But you can't do that from sensationalizing your course. This is a massive distinction you have to get, right? There are people who say, oh, buy my course and it's going to make you a millionaire in 30 seconds. That's sensationalizing. That's over-promising. And then there is, hey, in my course, I'll give you an example. So with my program, my first program, it's $787, right? And it's 12 hours of training with me live. So 2 hours a week live with me and other people in the cohort. So it's right. So there's that. And that's 12 hours of my time. Then there are 2 one-on-one 60-minute coaching calls with me, you and me, one-on-one. That alone, I charge $1,000 a month to clients for 2 calls a month. And I'm giving this six training sessions for 2 hours plus 2 one-on-one coaching calls for $787. That's not sensationalizing, right? That's simply stacking the different things I'm offering you so that this feels like you're going to get taken care of. That's the difference. You need it to be valuable. You need them to go like, oh my God, I really want to do that work. And I trust Chris because Chris shows up. And Chris is giving so much in this program that I want to take the program. But see, that's different than sensationalizing things. When we as a group in business that market ourselves try to keep one-upping each other with, you're going to be a gazillionaire in 10 seconds, that is a fast path to nobody trusting anybody. So part of this rant is just noticing the environment of the marketing landscape, right? Like marketing out there is like ridiculous right now. And I'm sort of sick of all of the way that it's being done because I think that we're giving the consumer more and more reasons to not trust us as people who market. So let's try something new, right? Let's be super transparent about who we are by showing up all the time, sharing content. And then from that place, when we invite somebody into our programs, our offerings, let's make sure that those offerings are clear, are full of value, right? And we underpromise, overdeliver. That's the game. That's it. That's what's required, right? If you like help learning more how to begin this road of conversation, this road of marketing that is authentic to you and your message, and how do you build offers and programs that are authentic and valuable? It all starts with a free video at groundswellmethod.com. Groundswellmethod.com. You watch a free video, and on the last page is an application to my 6-week program, which, by the way, my next program starts on Monday. At the time of this recording, it is Saturday, the 4th, and the program starts January 6th. Okay, so there is time to still get in if you're wanting to start this year off with clarity in your marketing. I would highly recommend it. It's had great reviews, and I love teaching it. I love working with all those that go through the program. So we'd love to have you. Go to groundswellmethod.com, watch the free video, and on the last page is the application that comes directly to me. Okay. Here's to you, gang. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight on this episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. Here's to you, and not sensationalizing things, but just adding real value to those that you build relationship with in your marketing. See you tomorrow.